What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make Murray's costume Manor from Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. This is an exterior that is shown as a little model in a room in one of the, not in one of the endings, but just before one of the endings. It's not the actual one in the game, though, and I don't really understand why, but it is the, I'm assuming, canonical one based on the fact that we also had it in the Help Wanted 2 teaser. I don't know. Here it is anyway in all of its glory, and there is no interior, obviously, because this isn't the real thing, although I will make Secret of the Mimic eventually, I promise. Don't know if it'll be a tutorial, probably not, because the map is massive. But anyway, that being said, that's enough rambling for me, so enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space room name for this is a perfect 90 by 50. And I don't have a grid or material list, I mean, because there's so many materials in this build. It's like more than I would want to count, honestly. You want to start by getting out the following, though. Light blue wool. Acacia stairs. Prismarine brick stairs. We'll literally only need one, I think. Some blocks we won't need many of. Cyan terracotta. Oak wood, bamboo stairs, waxed weathered cut copper stairs, spruce trap doors, and we'll go cyan concrete. That'll get us like a quarter of the way through the front, because I want to start with getting the at least front laid out entirely, and then we'll start building up specific walls from there. Starting from the front left-hand corner of your 90 by 50 grid, I love those numbers, go if you minute, you want to start by counting backwards by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then right by 1 and going back, you'll just place 2 light blue wool. That back one you will extend to the right by 10. Then place an opposite on prismarine brick stair facing forward. Ignore the block under it. Sometimes we'll actually make that something. Here we won't. You'll then extend right from that with an additional 9 light blue wool. Instead of actually placing these stairs first, I want to break into the ground first on these parts. So going forward from this light blue wool, in the floor you're going to place 4 cyan terracotta. In front of that an oak wood, not in the floor. Going right of that oak wood, you'll place 7 cyan terracotta in the floor. Then an oak wood, not in the floor. That is actually wrong on my grid. That's kind of crazy. That's fine, though. And from there, get rid of your prismarine brick stairs and get out acacia planks, and you'll place 2 acacia planks, upside down bamboo stair pointed forward, and then a spruce trap door open to the right of it. Again, this block doesn't have anything. Behind that spruce trap door, you'll place a cyan concrete. Extended right by 2. And then extend that end cyan concrete forward with a spruce trap door open to the right. We can actually make the door right now. You should probably, this design should be fairly familiar. You'll extend the center cyan concrete up by 2, and then you'll have a shape I refuse to comment on yet again. And on top of either side cyan concrete, from there you'll place bamboo stairs facing into this middle guy. On top of those, you'll place upside down bamboo stairs facing into this top one. We'll black off all the windows probably last. I don't really know. Some we'll have to do when we do them because there's weird things with designs. But from this spruce trap door anyway to the right, you want to extend it, well, right, with 3 acacia planks and then an oak wood. From there, you'll then place 3 cyan terracotta in the floor and then an oak wood not in the floor. You'll then extend back with 3 cyan terracotta in the floor and then an oak wood not in the floor again. Tell you what we can do, actually. Head back to the left a little bit, and these 2 spruce trap doors we placed, if you crouch on them, you can place 2 additional trap doors facing the same way that are going to open the same and whatever, and it'll just give you the kind of doorway. There's kind of nothing at the top, but there also is. You'll see when we get there. But then we can get rid of those spruce trap doors along with the cyan concrete, and I don't know why we got rid of 2 things, actually. You want to get our block of stripped bamboo. And, like, there's nothing else we need. I guess cyan wool, maybe, possibly. I mean, we can use it. From this oak wood here, you want to go right, and in the floor, you're going to place 4 block of strip bamboo facing left to right. Right of that, you'll place a strip bamboo facing up. Not in the floor, on the ground. Then right of that, you'll place 5 strip bamboo facing sideways in the floor. then 1 facing up, not in the floor, then 5 sideways, 1's in the floor, 1 facing up, not in the floor, 1 sideways in the floor, and then 1 facing up, not in the floor. Which will give you this, essentially. And again, it's basically the in-between is 4, 5, 5, and then that would be 1 there. In case you couldn't count that, I know it's a big number. Each of these blocks of strip bamboo we are going to place from this point on that are in the ground are going to be still facing left to right. As we place them, there's going to be weird diagonals and stuff. Just ignore it all. From this one right here, this furthest right guy that's upward facing, you're going to go back diagonally right and place 2 going to the right in the floor. You'll then go forward, right, forward, then forward diagonally right with 1 not in the ground, which will always be upward facing as well. Then forward diagonally right in the floor, right, forward, right, forward, forward diagonally right with 1 not in the floor, and it should give you this. I'll explain the little diagonal M's later. Right of this guy here at the front, you want to place 10 block of strip bamboo in the floor, which should give you this. Right of that, again, 1 not in the floor. From that one, you'll go back diagonally right by 1 with 1 in the floor, then back, right, back, right, back diagonally right with 1 that's not in the floor there, then back diagonally right with 1 in the floor, back, right, back, right, back diagonally right with 1 not in the floor, and then just because I want to use it, you can go back from there with 7 cyan wool. It should give you this, essentially. This is the section we just did, and that is your grid space pretty much entirely laid out. That goes to the far right and is 1 block off the left, but that's because of overhangs anyway. So yeah, you should end up with this. That's kind of the layout we're going for. That looks pretty good. Not really, it's just a layout. It can't look good. The next thing I want to do is, on top of every cyan terracotta or sideways strip bamboo, we're going to place upside down acacia stairs. There are 2 exceptions to this, though, and they're on the same area, actually. The furthest left row of cyan terracotta on the front wall, which is this one, going left of this oak wood on the right, you want to place an upside down bamboo stair, upside down acacia stair, and then an upside down waxed weathered cut copper stair. And every other block is just upside down acacia stairs facing out at all times. Hopefully everyone's having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I'm skeptical because I don't know if I said that, but I don't think I did. On the weird diagonal ones, by the way, I'll kind of explain it and show you. Basically, you're going to just place these stairs so they, like, the end ones will kind of be from the strip bamboo closest to them. They'll be out diagonally by 1, and they'll kind of face, like, away from them, like this, kind of, towards the center point of that diagonal. And then really from there, what I do is I'd actually place a block on the inner corner here, then place a couple of upside down stairs just off the sides of it, and you just pop 1 in the middle. It's hard to explain because it doesn't really make sense in a way. But, like, you see if I do placeholders here, I think it'll make more sense. This row is actually easy. But, like, if I do placeholders just behind the strip bamboos here, and then place stairs off of them, then 1 in the corner here, and again, stairs off of that, and then 1 in the, like, center, like, there. You want to make sure every single bamboo has a upside down stair on top. I can actually do it without the placeholders, but placeholders do make it easier. And I will remove them because it might just be better. But yeah, you can kind of see what it gives you. Just play with the stair directions until you get that. Or alternatively, if you want, just do like planks or something. It's not really a huge deal. From this point, the oak wood, I love how it's different. So the blocks of stripped bamboo, the upward facing ones, you'll bring up by 3 each. Okay, I had to check something. I actually can't check it, never mind. I can't see. That's good. Just like so. For the most part, the oak wood is the same. It's 3. However, the furthest left set of 2, or I guess it's actually only 1 because we didn't place that corner, you'll bring up by 4 instead. Which is this guy right here. Closest to that light blue wool row. It should give you this. Now, where do we begin? I think the center makes the most sense because that's obviously like the main section. We can start by taking this top left oak wood here on the left side, this taller row, and just extend right with 3 cyan terracotta for now. What I would advise is just clear your inventory because I would like to start fresh here and get out the following. Acacia planks, bamboo slabs, smooth quartz slabs, pale oak trapdoors, warped trapdoors, bamboo trapdoors, resin brick, a singular one, waxed weathered cut copper, and polished tough slabs. I suppose so. Starting on the left wall here, the leftmost panel, you want to go left 2 right in it and place 2 acacia planks, smooth quartz slab, acacia plank, gap of 1 acacia plank. I think instead of doing it row by row, we're going to just mark each window and then we're going to build the windows up from where we know that they are. So basically, for example, on this leftmost wall, where you have the waxed weathered cut copper stair here, you want to make sure you have, on either side of it, doesn't matter which one, 3 acacia planks extending up. And then to the, basically above the copper block, to the side of that top plank, you'll place a waxed weathered cut copper block, which will leave you with a gap of 2 in the middle. Hopefully that's easy enough. For the bamboo stair, you can just use the oak wood. It'll be the second one up, an upside down bamboo slab like so. And I'm going to bring this acacia plank up by 2 and then just over the top of it. Where you have the smooth quartz slab on the block above it, on the top half, you'll place a pale oak trapdoor, and then really the rest of this panel is acacia planks. So it will give you this. I know it's kind of weird, but regardless of how we do it, it's going to be a little bit odd, I think, because I'm trying not to take 5 years to do this, you know? The little small panel to the right, the block over this upside down bamboo stair, will have an upside down bamboo slab off it. I'll just crouch and place off that trap door. On the left side of this area above this acacia plank, you'll place a bamboo slab. Count up 1, upside down bamboo slab. I'll extend this center acacia plank up by 2, and then it'll just be brought right by 1 to fill that in. Right another panel. These ones are shorter, by the way, intentionally. You'll see that come into play later. But on top of the center acacia plank, I'll place a resin brick and then an acacia plank, and then extend these side ones up by 2, which will give you a... It looks like a bullseye almost. On the rightmost panel, on the left acacia stair, you'll place a warped trapdoor, and on the right one, a bamboo trapdoor. The block above either of them, you'll place a warped trapdoor off the top half on the left, and then bamboo trapdoor off the top half on the right, which will give you this. Generally, the windows stay consistent. I think entirely they stay consistent. There's a couple that are technically not, but they technically are at the same time. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's fine. Extend the center acacia stair up with 3 planks, and the top plank can be brought left and right by 1. The side panels on the left and the right, you want to just bring up with the acacia. On the right, it's 3, and on the left, it should also be 3. I don't believe there's any differentiation. Because on the left, I think is where I think on both sides, actually, the cyan terracotta is there. The oak wood just goes up further there because of the way the roofing works. You'll see in a sec. On the right one, we'll actually start with that. On the top row of acacia, you'll place upside down polished tough slabs in front that are only on the acacia, but do extend to the right an additional 2, so they overhang by 1 in total. You'll do pretty much the same thing on the other side. You'll take this inner oak wood, count left by 1, and go left with 5 upside down polished tough slabs. They're both rows of 5. Obviously, 1 overhangs and 1 doesn't, though. You extend that upside down row of slabs 2 different directions. You'll go up with a row of slabs and also forward with a row of upside down slabs. Just like so. Get rid of your polished tough slabs and your waxed weathered cut copper, along with your resin bricks, actually, and get out the following. Spruce stairs, glow item frames, and then orange concrete powder. In the center section specifically, You want to place a row of upside-down spruce stairs between the top two oak woods there. Directly above the center of the door, you'll place a glow item frame off of that, and then leaving gaps of one going either direction, you'll just place them until the end of that stair row on both sides. On top of that row of stairs, the oak woods included, you'll place acacia planks on top. And then extend them left and right an additional one. You want to take where the door is, and those 3 middle acacia planks should extend up an additional one. Then going either side of that, you'll leave a gap of 1, place an acacia plank. Orange concrete powder outside of it. Go up from that with an acacia plank, and then out by 1. There's like these little spiky things going on. I don't really know what they are, but I tried my best to recreate them. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Light blue wool. Waxed weathered cut copper stairs. Waxed weathered cut copper blocks. I don't think we need slabs, no. Acacia planks, they're back. Acacia stairs are also back, I guess. Acacia trap doors. Acacia fence gates. Waxed copper trap doors. And acacia slabs. That'll just leave us with the big window at the top, which is kind of unfortunate, actually, but it is what it is. So, how can I explain this the best? Okay, yeah, let's start with the middle window. So if you take the row of 3 acacia planks that's stuck up here in the middle, you'll take the left and the right of it and crouch and place 3 acacia trapdoors on top of either side, open towards the outside. Same way we would have done the door below. The trapdoors are in line. Actually, it's the same height, too. By whatever means necessary on top of the top trapdoor, you'll place an upside-down acacia stair facing in on both sides. You're going to need a bunch of placeholders, presumably, but should look like this. Between them, you'll place an acacia fence gate, just kind of vibing there, and then on top of that top row of 3, you'll place a row of acacia planks, and that'll give you this window. It's technically not curved. Well, it kind of is. It's weird. It's a rectangular window, but it has like little things on the edges to like almost make it curved, but it's technically not quite curved. I don't know. To the left of the top 2, this like acacia stair and this acacia plank left of either one, you'll place 2 light blue wool. And then waxed copper trapdoors as far apart as I can get on these 2 blocks. So off the bottom block, it's bottom half to the left, and top half, it's top half to the left. On the right side to the right of this row of acacia planks, you'll place a light blue wool and then an acacia slab. A block above it, I'll just bring this light blue wool up by 1. I'll place an upside-down acacia slab over it. You can... What do we need? Do we just need stairs and trapdoors? Yeah. We'll actually blank this window off. So get rid of the final 3 materials, which are acacia slabs, waxed copper trapdoors, and acacia fence gates, and get out bamboo stairs, bamboo trapdoors, and then black concrete. Directly on top of the acacia plank window here, you'll place a row of 3 black concrete. You'll extend it up by, what is it, 4 rows? Yes, 4 rows up. Which should give you 5 rows in total, and do your best to take the middle 3 and extend them right and left an additional 1. From this point, you want to take the bottom center and place a bamboo trapdoor just off the black concrete. I'll also have one underneath it on the top half of this acacia plank, but that's kind of not entirely important right now. You'll then go out from that bamboo trapdoor, the top one on either side with a bamboo stair facing into it. Then out from there with an upside-down bamboo stair facing away. Up with a bamboo stair facing in. And then we'll head back down to this bottom bamboo trapdoor that we placed, this one off the acacia, and actually extend it left and right by 1. And then if you take these bamboo stairs here, you'll place bamboo trapdoors to open up against the sides of them. Bring those trapdoors up by 2. You can crouch and fly at the same time, so you stay in position like I do, and I can still place them. And then the center trapdoor of those 3 will be brought in by 1. And this top one with the trapdoor that's open against it, I guess. And then the top one will be brought in with an upside down bamboo stair facing in. From there, you'll go up with a bamboo stair facing out. In with an upside down bamboo stair facing in, and then connect those together with a bamboo trapdoor, just like so. On top of the trapdoor and the upside down stair on either side, you'll place more trapdoors. Not entirely circular, but I couldn't get like the circular shape to work right, so I just kind of went with a almost diamond, but the next thing we'll do will kind of disrupt it anyway. Bottom right hand corner between these two bamboo stairs that face left. On top of this one or left of this one, you'll place another bamboo stair facing left. Left of that one, you'll have a stair facing right. And then both those you'll bring up with more bamboo stairs facing the same way that are upside down instead, which should give you this. There's like a window and a window. And it almost looks like an eye, actually. You know, I never noticed that until now. Anyway. Let's get the roof shape out of the way before we do the other windows here. So if you take the leftmost and rightmost acacia planks, here you want to extend them up with 4 light blue wool. Don't go too far though, you just want them there. You can still end up touching those like little, almost look like flames on the sides. I don't think they're flames, but I could be wrong, I don't know. Off the front of this topmost light blue wool, you'll place upside down waxed, weathered, cut copper stairs facing in. When I say stairs, it'll be these. When I say blocks, it'll be the waxed, weathered, cut copper blocks. You extend those stairs out with more stairs that are just facing out like so. They're not upside down or anything. And then you'll extend the upside down stair up with a block. Up with a stair facing out. In with an upside down stair. Up with a block. Up with a stair. In with an upside down stair. Up with 2 blocks. Then up with a stair. In with an upside down stair. Up with a block. Up with a stair. In with an upside down stair. Up with a block. Up with a stair. In with an upside down stair. Up with a stair, and then you'll connect those stairs together with a block, which will be brought up by 1. And that is the height of that section, at least. Is that actually the height of the build? Yeah, no, that would be the height of the build. Wow, crazy. I didn't even realize that. So, from the center bamboo stairs on, or trapdoors, excuse me, on this window here, the little quote-unquote circular one, you'll place a light blue wool on top of that black concrete. Left of that, you'll have a bamboo trapdoor off the top half of that block. And then I'll actually extend that bamboo trapdoor up with 2 light blue wool, and right of that top one, I'll place another bamboo trapdoor off the top half of the block. And then, making sure you don't fill within any of the, I guess, 4 or 5 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically. You'll place light blue wool just kind of filling in all the space. For the most part, you really shouldn't be able to fill within them. The only one that you would be the acacia one down there, but I feel like you would notice if you would accidentally did that. Just kind of like don't... Ignore the ones that are trapdoors. They won't do anything, and I guess the side one here as well. Because even if you try to fill in the middle of them, you won't be able to, and you'll notice then. I know it's kind of weird for that reason to do it this way, but... I guess we could technically fill in the walls entirely, and then brick in the windows, but I don't really know if that's better. I might consider that, though. Just because we can, I will actually black off all the windows we've done so far with black concrete, a block behind them. I think it's just nice as we complete sections to do that, actually, instead of doing it all at the end, because you will definitely miss some windows if you have that, or if you do it that way. Don't forget the ones on the bottom here as well. I almost did on the original. I noticed it, like, last second, so... You know, there's a... It should look like this. And I guess since we had the black concrete. We'll work to the right first, because there's something on the right we get to do at some point in time that will help us with the left. Marginally. It's a weird part anyway on that side, but it is what it is. Yeah, clear your inventory, I guess, and get out the following. Acacia planks, who would have thought, right? Bamboo trapdoors. bamboo planks, oak trapdoors, oak fence, acacia fence. That is not acacia. There we go. Waxed copper trapdoors, birch trapdoors, polished tough slabs, and I guess we'll end there since we literally can't get anything else out. Starting with this leftmost segment, you'll extend the side stairs up by 3 planks of acacia. In the center, you can actually, just on top of these 2 stairs, you'll place 2 bamboo trapdoors on top of either. I have to sneeze. Oh my god. On top of that, you'll place bamboo planks to connect the top together. At least I warned you this time. Next one over, off the bamboo... Next 2 over, actually. Both these with the rows of 5. You want to crouch and place oak trapdoors coming up these sides on the blocks of strip bamboo. There should be 2 trapdoors extending up in each block, or on each pillar, I guess, like so. On the next block in from the oak trapdoors, see, obviously not this end one, but like and not the middle one either. It's the second and fourth. You'll place 2 oak fences on top of either. On top of either of those, you want a row of acacia planks. This one here is kind of goofy, although we didn't actually get out the materials for it. I guess you can get rid of your oak trapdoors and oak fences and get out smooth cord slabs and pale oak trapdoors. Directly on top of the acacia stair, you want a smooth cord slab. Next block up, a pale oak trapdoor off the top half, and then an acacia plank above that. While we're here, with the exception of the rightmost 2 blocks, of every single top acacia plank / block of strip bamboo, here you'll place 2 rows of upside down polished tough slabs extending out. On top of the row closest to the wall, you'll place just a row of polished tough slabs, but you want the leftmost one to be excluded. That will be more important later. You could technically add it and then just remove it later, but since I told you, it kind of feels pointless to me. So, we're going to do both of these sides here at the same time, and then we'll leave the front for last. Where you have the, like, middlemost upside down acacia stair on each of the 4 diagonals, you'll bring it up with 2 acacia fence. I think filling in the black concrete for these right now will, or at least once we get there, will make more sense, because you'll see why. In line with the outermost upside down acacia stairs, you'll just place that same acacia, or that diagonal just with acacia planks instead. I could really just go from the block of strip bamboo back diagonally out from these guys with acacia planks by 3, and it should just connect to another pillar. Really nothing crazy. We'll fill them in later, and I'll kind of explain why I think it's useful to do that, because you'll kind of be able to visualize the window better. Off of each acacia plank on these sides, these like diagonal ones, except for the backmost one, you'll go out with 2 upside down polished tough slabs. This strip bamboo included the one in between them. But not like the front one or the back one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, which will give you this, essentially. The frontmost row of upside down slabs, the inner one, you'll bring forward by 1. You'll extend those inner diagonal upside down polished tough slabs just each up by 1, which will give you these roofs. The roofs on this are kind of weird. Roofs. Something like that. The center section. This one's pretty simple. I'll start by connecting the top block of strip bamboos together on either side with acacia planks, along with placing a row on the left and right, just to have that in. So it's almost been, you know, framed off. In from that on the sides, you'll place a birch trap door off the bottom of the bottom block and top of the top block, which will give you this, essentially. That was kind of a weird way to explain it, but same thing we've been doing for the windows. You'll then go in with a singular row of acacia planks, and then from there a row of waxed copper trapdoors open up against the aforementioned planks. In the center 2 rows, you'll place copper trapdoors that are open towards the middle to create like a dividing wall in the middle almost, which will give you these 2 squares. Off of the acacia plank row here above this, you'll then do the same thing we've done a couple times, where you'll bring 2 upside down rows of polished tuff slabs off of that top row, and then the row closest to the wall you'll bring up with regular slabs. And that's what we should have so far. That's honestly pretty much like the layout, you know, like the bottom layout done, other than that left side, but we'll probably do that entirely last. I think we'll build up the right entirely, and then we'll go back to the left, which just will take a little bit of time. Get rid of everything and just get out black concrete, because I want to do all these windows now. So a block back from all of them, you'll fill them in with black concrete. Again, the only one I want to point out specifically is the diagonal ones, because you're technically not filling them a block back. You're filling them a block back from the front diagonal. So basically what that means is, if you look at one of these, the inner upside down acacia stairs here, you will bring up with 2 black concrete. And then the strip bamboo on these sides, you'll kind of bring the inside of that also in with rows of black concrete, which should give you 4 diagonals in total. And you can kind of see that window does make a little bit more sense once you can actually see where the border or barrier of it would be, where there would actually be a glass window. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, why do none of these, like, places that have the windows visible on the front ever show glass? Like, it's always just a void. I'm not equipped to think about that, really. That scares me. Anyway, it should look like this. And you can see we're starting to get somewhere. I mean, 30 minutes in, that's not a ton, but... yeah, this will be a while. Well, I mean, realistically, that's one of, like, 3 floors done, and I feel like they get simpler as we go up. Except for this next one's kind of weird. Get out the following. Cyan terracotta. Stone. Cyan wool, and block of strip bamboo might be helpful, I think. So on the, or come towards the center, which we're calling this the center. I know it's not actually centered, but think of it as like the white curved bit on Playco, how it's kind of the main entrance. This is the main entrance itself. If you take the little overhang to the right of it, this window section, you'll take the really each of the slabs and extend them back with a cyan terracotta if you can. Obviously that left one you cannot. The rightmost cyan terracotta you will extend back by 3, and then you'll kind of fill in the dead space between the cyan terracotta on the inside of it with a 3x3 of stone. It may be advised to get out light blue wool and just take this wall to your left, and at least the, I guess, bottom light blue wool you'll extend back by 4. And then, instead of going in line with what we just placed, you should probably go in line with the stone / cyan terracotta here. Just directly behind it, you'll place cyan wool like so. We won't need a lot of this, but you want to extend it all the way to the right, and where you have this strip bamboo here, you'll extend it just up, the strip bamboo up by what should be 1 to connect into it, and it'll give you this. Because that wall's flat, it's just nice to mark it on that side, but again, there's a section in the middle of this that we just won't need at all, so... it's not particularly important. I'll tell you to clear your inventory again and get out the following. Cyan wool. Birch trap doors. Birch stairs. Birch slabs. My favorite block in the game, the waxed weathered cut copper stairs. That's going to get real annoying to say, but I'll have the name memorized after this. Oak stairs. Oak trap doors, spruce slabs, and spruce stairs. And that'll actually not get the whole area done, but it'll at least get all of the windows marked that we need. There's one window we do need to add some touch-ups to after this, though. So starting from the left cyan wool here, make sure that the corner is a light blue wool when we use this, because obviously that's going to change the way your pattern works. But you're going to start by going right with 7 cyan wool, and then place a birch slab. Then a waxed weathered cut copper stair facing right. Cyan wool. Oak stair facing right. Oak trap door. Oak stair facing left. Cyan wool. Birch slab. 3 cyan wool, and then a spruce slab. We'll take each of these and then also add one more, because why not, and we'll bring them up the way that they should be. We'll actually start on the right, why not? So, above the cyan wool to the left of this spruce slab, you're going to place a spruce stair facing left. Above that, an upside-down spruce stair also facing left. And then right of that top upside-down spruce stair, you'll place an upside-down spruce slab to the right, as I'd said already, I guess. I'm going to place a row of cyan wool to the right of this window, and I'm going to just keep doing this, like, basically enclosing them from all sides. Yeah, except for the top, I guess, well, because the top will always be sealed anyway. But just so we know where those windows actually sit, and that we're not kind of doing something weird. The next window over is just, basically, you extend the cyan wool on either side, doesn't matter, up by 2, and then place an upside-down birch slab above the original, which will give you this. The next one over, you'll take the oak stair on either side and extend it up with an oak trapdoor open to the outside. Then up with an upside-down oak stair facing towards the center, and then an oak trapdoor in between those at the top half. And that's more circular than the other window. Window to the left, you'll extend this waxed weathered cut copper stair up with an upside-down waxed weathered cut copper stair facing right. Extend that up with a cyan wool, and then left from that with an upside-down birch slab. And again, I'll seal off the left side here with that one row. It's important you do it that time, because left of this bottom cyan wool here that you can, where there's not actually cyan to your left, you'll place 3 birch trapdoors like so, just kind of vibing. If you crouch and place birch stairs on top of each one, that'll be your final window. And you don't have to fill the cyan wool all the way up. Well, let me actually say this first. On top of these windows, you do want an additional row of cyan wool, like so. And obviously you want to bring it left, and you don't have to go all the way right. However, I'm going to, because I think it'll be a helpful visualization to actually see where this wall fully is. And I did do it on the original as well. But you could technically, what do you need, like, I mean, it's like a weird shape that you'll need, so I would honestly just fill it all up. But you could technically just, like, fill up the strip bamboo, which I'm going to get rid of the oak trapdoors to do. And just, like, not worry about anything else, but I think it's just nice to have it. We'll do the roof for that later. I don't want to do it right now because we have this roof that we're going to have to make in a second. Although, first off, we can actually finish touching up these windows. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Oak signs. Black concrete. And barriers. If you do not know how to get out barriers, you need to do /give at s barrier in the Minecraft chat. If you have commands on. You can just use string or something. It's not a huge deal. But I just like barriers better because they're entirely invisible. So in the center of this 3x3 little circular window, you want to really crouch and place off any of the trapdoors, doesn't matter. You want to place a barrier. Then off of the top 2 rows of the window, you'll place oak signs just kind of there. You'll have to crouch place almost all of these. Well, I guess half of them. Like so. And then each of these windows you will place black concrete off the back of to, again, fill them in. Yeah, I like this way of going about it. Get into a rhythm, you know? Really, other than the, like, roof, which will break a lot of that in for, and the left side, there's not much else going on. And when I say left side, I mean the light blue wool that's kind of on the side of my screen right now. But yeah, you can clear your inventory then, and we'll do this section now, which is nice. Feeling pretty good progress-wise. I feel like if it's under 2.5 hours, I'll be, you know, happy with it. Anyway, you want to start by getting out the following for this next step. Spruce planks. Spruce slabs. Spruce stairs. Cyan concrete. Pale oak trapdoors. Pale oak stairs. Whoopsies. Black concrete. Acacia stairs and acacia planks. And hopefully that'll finish off like everything on this side pretty much. Oh, the banner letters. I forgot about those. That's fine. So on top of this little curved bit here at the front, you want to place spruce planks on top of every single acacia plank / block of strip bamboo here. Like so. You'll then extend them up with spruce slabs. I fought this roof for a while. The shape of it's so odd. But I also think the walls might be a little too far out on mine. Act 3 flashbacks. Extend each spruce slab then in by an additional 1, which means you'll have 2 full rows on the front and a kind of functioning diagonal on the sides. When I say functioning, I mean you can walk on it without having to, I guess, like if there were a block on either side, you can walk on it. Inside of that diagonal, you'll place spruce planks, just going around. Except you just want like a 1 diagonal, you don't want to add anything extra this time. From this point, you want to go up diagonally in from with spruce slabs on only the diagonal sides. Once you hit the front here, you'll just kind of stop for a moment. 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonals in total. You'll connect those slabs at the front together with spruce planks. And then you want to do the same quote-unquote functioning diagonal here for this row of spruce planks. So you'll extend these like outer blocks back 1, out, back, out, back, out, back, out, etc. Not like the restaurant, no. I didn't intend for that. But I guess it works, whatever. From there, you'll go off diagonally in with more spruce planks that do the same thing, where you basically have the diagonals just a little bit thicker, but the front row only a block. And it should look like this. You'll then do that one more time. And that's pretty much your roof shape. It technically goes a block higher, but we'll worry about that in a sec, because we have something else to do first. So, speaking of that something else, from the front row of spruce planks here at the top, this row of 4, you want to go up diagonally back with a row of cyan concrete. Extend these sides up by 2, not 3. And then, between the bottom 2 cyan, you'll place pale oak trapdoors in the bottom half, and between the top 2, you'll place them at the top half. Crouch and place on either pale oak trapdoor 2 cyan concrete extending up. On top of these rows of 3 cyan on the left and right, you'll place an acacia plank. Stair on top. Stair on top of the topmost cyan concretes. And then also stairs off of the tops of the rows of 3 here, like so. And extend that whole thing forward a row. And I'm assuming you probably know the next step. Place ups and down stairs really within the stairs themselves, like inside of each one by a block, like so. If you can, obviously. I'll go to the back side and I'll fill in this window with black concrete. I'll just crouch and place them off the trapdoors. Remember this? Because we use this, check it, 3 more times, I want to say? I see 2. Only 2? I swear there was another one. I guess I'm wrong. But we can't do them yet because we need both roof layers to be able to do one of them, so. You'll bring the cyan concrete on these sides back by a row, and then the bottom of the row of 3, you'll extend it out with this spruce plank. Nice. So, this next step is fairly important to, I guess, pay attention to what I say here. Off of the top row of cyan wool and cyan wool only, you want to place upside down spruce slabs just going along. When you hit the far left here, make this one a plank instead. Will be more important later, but do not place one off of that stripped bamboo. I'll explain it later. There's a weird reason for it, but I don't understand why. I just understand that it's supposed to be like that, so. You know, take really any, it doesn't matter which one, just as long as you're not behind this. I'll take the furthest right because it makes the most sense, and I'll go up, or I guess just on top of the cyan wool with a spruce plank. Then up with a stair. Up diagonally back with a plank, and then up with a stair again. And this will end up getting brought entirely along this full section. I'm just going to go behind the little funny thing we made. I'll deal with those consequences later. I think it just gets connected into it pretty much entirely. But, again, I think it's good to visualize the full thing rather than being like, okay, you want to skip these 4 blocks. Or whatever. Nice. Oh, wow, that's brilliant. We need exactly 1 more material to do something. That's that's splendid. So, we'll ignore that for now. We can actually tend to this section here. You really want to extend the roof that's 2 rows back an additional 3 where you can, obviously. 1, 2, 3, and it should end up on top of this row of stairs. And the acacia planks will want to go through the row of stairs that they're in line with, but really that's the only thing you want to break out of these sprues. Nice. Do make sure at the sides here where you have the row of spruce stairs behind the cyan concrete that you do end up breaking the stair just behind it and actually replacing that with a cyan concrete so you can't see in the sides, because that would be really unfortunate. At the back side of the roof, I'm going to place from... Well, really what I'll actually do is on the... Not the outermost row of this roof, but 1 row in, I'll just place a 2x2 of cyan concrete at the top. And then below these stairs, or inside of these, you'll place a couple of upside-down acacia stairs facing in. Nice. We can make the other roof layer. Yeah, there's 2. Extend the the top row of stairs back with 3 rows of spruce planks entirely, including where the acacia thing is. I saw there was some acacia planks sticking through. Just like pretend like there's spruce stairs, like so. Then I'll again give you the pattern from one particular block, and I'll pick the right side again. You'll go up diagonally back with a spruce stair, then up diagonally back with a plank, up with a stair, up diagonally back with a plank, and then up with a stair. And again, you'll extend this all the way along. This one will go a lot further, but we're not going to worry about that just yet, because we don't actually have the section over there done, and that section kind of almost controls everything that goes on that side. It's weird. There's a couple of janky things going on. There's one particular part I can think of immediately where the lower level of the roof sticks through, but it doesn't actually have the, like, top of it, so it's just like a thin layer of the roof with a window on it for some reason. I don't know. You'll see when we get there. I don't know how to necessarily explain it without actually showing it, and I obviously can't show it since I'm here and not there. There you go. Now, again, we can start doing more roof stuff. Head over to the right, and from this row of spruce stairs here, you want to take the 3rd one to the left, and you're going to break the next 4 in total, and you're going to replace them with cyan concrete. Same thing you did before, I'll go through it a little bit quicker. You'll extend either end cyan concrete up high 2, connect the bottom ones together with pale oak trapdoors in the bottom half, top ones together with them on the top half. I'll break the roof behind it and just replace it with black concrete, that 2x2. Off these sides of these top cyan concretes, I'll place acacia stairs and extend them forward by 1. Go in with an upside down acacia stair, up with a plank, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, and then up with a stair, and I'll fill this in with cyan concrete. And this roof gets brought back by, from this point, it'd be brought back by 2. However, if you have both rows, it's brought back by 1. These corner spruce stairs, you'll probably have to break that into one like I just did. But these corner spruce stairs, you'll also make acacia, so you're basically just bringing it all back. Oh, wow, that actually didn't need to break that. That's fun. Thought you would, but whoopsies. You can pull a little bit of a sneaky move here because you can't see that anyway, and just underneath this place acacia planks rather than the upside down stairs, since it would cover the same. There's one more. We won't do it just yet. Well, do we? I guess we might as well get it out of the way. I don't see the reason waiting. So if you head to the left and find the 3x3 window made of oak, you want to trace the center of that up to the, I believe it'll be the, like, second to last plank on this lower level of the roof, and you'll break it. You can see where that is. You'll break 3 to the right and again replace it with cyan concrete. Same thing, sides up by 2. Pale oak trapdoors in the middle of both rows to give you that kind of window, and then you'll fill behind the window with black concrete. You want the same roof, which is the upside down acacia stairs, I guess, off the cyans there. Stairs outside and planks on top. Stairs on top of those. Upside down stairs inside, and then stairs on top. I'll fill that in with cyan. And this roof in total I'll give you is 4 blocks thick, or 3 additional, or 2 additional if you did it the same as the original. The black concrete will be visible though. I'll explain how I fix that. But yeah, because you're just double layering the cyan concrete wall here, and then, you know, placing the upside down acacia stairs and stuff. But what did I actually do? I really just placed warp signs. If you want to, you can, but it's not really anything crazy. Like, it's not all that noticeable. I think cyan banners would make more sense. Like this, but this isn't really going to see the light of day other than this tutorial, so it doesn't matter anyway. It looks like eyes. So yeah. Those are the only 3 of that type. There's a similarly colored one on the left, but it's not actually the same. It's a different roof. What we can do now is get rid of, I guess, cyan concrete, right? And get out dark oak signs. And we're still going to be on this section since it's literally the only roof section, but there's not on the upper level. We're going to be entirely on the lower level here. If you take the furthest left row of the roof, you want to take this really first stair, and you're going to break this one along with 2 to the right. Place a pale oak trapdoor open to the outside on either side. Upside down pale oak stair on top of that facing in. And then you can actually get rid of your acacia stairs and get out pale oak slabs and place an upside down pale oak slab in the top center. I'll place trapdoors on top of that row of pale oak, and then I can just do whatever to fill in the window here a block back with black concrete. Off the upside down pale oak stair on either side, I'll place dark oak signs. We're going to do this window, I think it's more times than the other one, is it? There's one on the left, so yeah, 4. From where we are right now, this one, you want to, well actually, instead of doing that, you can take the row of upside down spruce slabs here, and you want to be just between these first 2 windows, these 2 birch ones on this slab. Open to the left half of it, you'll place a pale oak trapdoor. You want the same spacing, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to replace the spruce plank behind that with a black concrete and extend it right by 2. And then off that end one, I'll place a pale oak trapdoor open to the right. On top of either trapdoor, I'll place an upside down pale oak stair facing in. Upside down pale oak slab in the middle. And then you'll place pale oak trapdoors on top of this one, and this will have to get brought back a row. Now, when you break these stairs here, these spruce ones, and replace them with black concrete, you'll notice on these sides you have this little corner of black concrete that's visible. So I just took the stairs on either side and curved them towards the front. Just so you didn't have that. And it's not really noticeable. And again, don't forget the dark oak signs off these stairs. There is one more that is a lot further to the right here. So if you head over... What shall we use here? You want to take the, on this kind of curved roof here, the furthest left spruce plank, this like second row in total from the bottom, it'll be this one. And you'll trace that up and place a pale oak trapdoor open to the left. You'll actually replace the stair with it, I apologize, above a row. Break 2 stairs to the right and you'll place a pale oak trapdoor open to the right, and then again, same thing, upside down pale oak stairs facing inward. Upside down pale oak slab in the middle, trapdoors on top, and then you'll break this row of planks and you'll replace this a block back all with black concrete. And then the dark oak signs on the top corners. Nice. That is most of the shenanigans over here done. There's the actual sign, there's a couple random signs, and then there's chimneys. But chimneys will take like 10 seconds, so I'm not really concerned about those. To the left, we can start tracing this roof through a little bit, and all I'm really going to tell you to do is take the topmost row of stairs and just bring it through, and once you hit the other side, you want to stop. Where do we stop in line here? It'll be in line with the, for now, we'll go this acacia wall there. Just like so. You don't necessarily need it that far at all, but We'll go that far just for the point. Now, this is so weird. Get rid of your acacia planks and get out cyan wool. And I'd recommend you bring the top row of cyan wool across. And then once you hit the... Where is it? Is that just end there? Yeah, so once you hit the second to last cyan terracotta, I guess out of this row of 3, the middle is where you'll stop. So it'll be slightly shorter than the other part. And then again, I'll place upside down spruce slabs in front of the end, what, 4? Cyan wool, and then a spruce plank in front of the 5th. And you notice if you look forward from that spruce plank, you'll have this waxed, weathered cut copper stair. Which, if you want to bring this stair back with spruce stairs to connect, you can, just to kind of visualize that. And you can actually do the same on the other side. I guess I should, and it should be the same distance and everything. Hopefully that'll help. On top of the cyan wool here, at least these N5 ones, you'll place spruce planks. Over the rightmost one, you'll place a pale oak trapdoor open to the right. Then, I guess if you're on the block that's on, you'll count left by 2 and place one open to the left. On top of either one, opposite down pale oak stairs facing inwards. Upside down pale oak slab between those. Trapdoors on top of all that pale oak. Dark oak sign off of the 2 stairs, and then a block behind this, you'll fill it in with black concrete. Before you fill in the roof to the left of this, you'll get rid of your dark oak signs and get out dried kelp. And you'll bring these 2 planks that overhang up with stairs that face forward. Up diagonally back from that, you want a dried kelp block. And actually, you'll just place a row of 2. And then extend it left an additional 1. And then place a spruce plank. That's the part where it kind of gets finicky, but we're not going to worry about it a ton. What we can worry about is a couple of measurements here. So get rid of your cyan wool and get out smooth quartz blocks. We'll go back to, like, actually getting things out and not having a mess of an inventory soon, I swear. If you take the furthest left dried kelp block, and specifically the spruce stair above it, you'll extend it back with 3 smooth quartz blocks. Each of those 3 will extend all the way right with spruce planks to connect into everything else. This part you'll actually need. But I don't... Do we want to get it out of the way? Yeah, sure, we can. So one more... No, we'll just clear inventory, actually. It makes more sense. And get out the following. Spruce planks. Spruce stairs. Pale oak stairs. Pale oak planks. Black concrete. Dark oak signs. Waxed weathered cut copper stairs. Waxed weathered cut copper blocks. And then light blue wool. So, pick whatever block of the roof you want that is at least higher than this lower level here. I'll actually just take the very top because I might as well. And you want to extend this waxed weathered cut copper block back with 6 spruce. If you pick a stair, it'd be 6 stairs instead. And then I'll place a waxed weathered cut copper block just at the end there. You want to copy the copper on the back here with the same kind of shape you have on the front. So I'm just going to look forward and just kind of copy what I'm looking at. Like this. It should be fairly simple. And then once you hit the row of 2 blocks, that's where you should end up ending. Just at the bottom of the 2 blocks. Like so. And then when you bring the copper back with spruce, you'll end up kind of filling all of this in, and you'll notice it'll connect perfectly, or should. If you have a situation where they don't, then obviously you go with the front one, since that's the one that you would have made perfectly. Once you hit the also lower level of the roof, make sure you're connecting into it. Basically here, this one's weird because you'll have the stairs on top of the planks, but because you have the window here, I accidentally did that. You want to place a stair facing sideways like this. And then, the planks under those stairs. It's easier on the right since we don't... Okay, well, I guess we have that as well here on this side, but... Same thing where this end stair once you curve into it, but it's not really a ton of obstructions, so just make sure you kind of know where, whoopsies, make sure you know where everything kind of is, and if you have to break stairs that are inside of the roof, you can, like I did here. You see on both sides, there's just one missing. And yeah. Should be easy, plank to plank, stair to stair, you know. Just like so. The back side of this roof, you want to fill in line with the back row of spruce in with light blue wool. You can pick a different block if you want, but because you technically can't see it anyway. At least I couldn't see it. Because I had to restart from a certain point, I didn't want to go all the way back through to see this again in the game, so I had to watch back my stream and get like whatever weird angles I could get to actually, you know, be able to show it and build it accurately. So, before we, well, I guess before we clear inventory, there's something we have to do on the right side of this roof. From the, it'll be the, like, not the top row, I guess it's just above the 2 rows of planks here. It's just 1 row of plank with these stairs above. You want to go, if you're looking at this, side left to right, and in place of these spruce planks, you're going to place a pale oak plank, 2 black concrete, and a pale oak plank. Above either black concrete, you'll replace these spruce stairs with pale oak stairs, and then place dark oak signs off of them. That one's kind of like flat with the roof, unlike most of the other ones, so I did make it a little bit differently, but yeah. Okay, it's time for the final section on the front. So you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Light blue wool. Prismarine brick stairs, I lied, I guess there is 2 that we need in total. Waxed weathered copper trapdoors. Waxed weathered cut copper slabs. Oak trapdoors. Pale oak trapdoors. Oak stairs. Smooth sandstone stairs, and stripped spruce wood. So we're going to go right to left on top of this light blue. Ignore this row. This row isn't important, so I'll just bring it up a little bit. But out of the blocks that are actually not covered by acacia, you want to place the following. You're going to place 2 light blue wool, 4 waxed weathered copper trapdoors, 2 light blue wool, skip over this stair, light blue wool, waxed weathered cut copper slab, 2 light blue wool, oak trapdoor, light blue wool, pale oak trapdoor, light blue wool, waxed weathered copper trapdoor, 2 light blue wool, and then you can extend forward by 1. There are 2 windows that are the same, 3 that are the same, and then there's the other guy. So, the waxed weathered cut copper slab here and this row of trapdoors here on the right, you'll extend the light blue wool on the sides of them up by 2, and then you'll place an upside down version of the same thing at the top half. So, upside down waxed weathered cut copper slab here, and then you'll just place trapdoors connecting the top of these light blue wools together. In line with the tops of those, you'll place a prismarine brick stair above the upside down prismarine brick stair. The 3 windows on the left, a block above each of them, you'll place a trapdoor on the top half. Like so. On top of the pale oak trapdoor, you'll crouch and place an oak trapdoor. Left and right of that oak stairs facing into it. Extend these stairs up with a trapdoor open to the outside. Then up with an upside down oak stair facing in. I'll just do it like this, whatever. Upside down oak trapdoor in the middle. Why did I say upside down? That was weird. And then from this point, obviously with the exception of within the windows, you want to fill the light blue wool entirely up until it's 1 block higher than that window you just made. And I think this will include that corner. Let me see. It will go, yes, but it'll also go a block further. And you see it'll be where the cyan wool actually ends there, but there's a lot of weird things going on here. We'll figure it all out later. You should end up with this for now, though. With the exception of the far left row where it sticks out and including the corner, you want to place smooth sandstone stairs facing forward on top of this. On top of that, a row of sideways strip spruce wood. And then you do want a row of upside down stairs, but before you do that, get rid of your oak stairs and get out birch planks. And we'll actually mark where you end up stopping. It's just to the right of this set of 3 windows here. To be off this row of light blue wool. On top of the strip spruce, you'll place a birch plank. And everything right of this will be birch planks on top, and everything left will be upside down smooth sandstone stairs still facing forward. Like so. On top of that, going left to right, you want to place 4 light blue wool. Upside down prismarine brick stair, and then you'll just go the rest of the way with light blue wool. I would recommend not stopping, actually. Just go all the way. How do we even approach this now? There's a lot of weird things. So, clear your inventory of everything but your light blue wool. And you want to get back out barriers. You can go block pick them from the other window if you want. Or just do the command again. Oak signs. Prismarine brick slabs. Bamboo slabs. Bamboo trap doors. Birch stairs. Spruce planks and spruce stairs. So first off, we'll start with up here. Above this prismarine brick stair, the upside down one, you'll take the light blue wool specifically to the right of it and extend it up by 2. You'll have an upside down prismarine brick slab to the left. I guess you could have done the left, but right is just easier. For marking purposes, in front of this row of birch planks, you're going to place a row of birch stairs. It should connect into these spruce planks to the right, and again, it will just be in front of every plank. If you take the from the left, you want to count to the right by 5, so this should be the first one, technically. Second, third, fourth, fifth. You'll take the light blue wool above it, place a bamboo slab on top, and extend it right by 1. The light blue wool's either side of the bamboo slab row you'll extend up by 3, so it's 2.5 taller in total. And then off the top half of those top 2 light blue wools, you'll place bamboo trapdoors moving in. We'll do this roof later. This roof is probably the weirdest one, but it's not that bad. It's just a little strange. From this point, you want to take the row of birch stairs and extend it down with a row of spruce planks. Then down with an upside down spruce stair row that faces into the wall. Toward you with a row of spruce stairs. Down with a row of planks. Down with a row of upside down stairs facing into the wall. And then forward with a row of stairs. I keep getting sidetracked. The oak stair, little curved window, you want to do the same thing you did before. You'll place a barrier in the direct center, and off the top 2 rows, you'll place oak signs. Which should give you this. Now, before we keep going, it's definitely smart to fill in the little areas here kind of on the sides of this main section. Because if we don't, everything's going to blow up. So get rid of, or just clear your inventory. I would pop the barriers in your actual inventory and just clear your hotbar. And get out the following. Light blue wool again, unfortunately we can't escape it. Black concrete. Stone? I don't think we need cyan terracotta, but we might. No, yeah, you do need cyan terracotta, yes. So get that out as well for your 4th material. Pearlescent frog lights, which will technically be a placeholder, but we will actually need them. And in addition, we'll get out mangrove planks. Blue terracotta. oak trapdoors, and pale oak trapdoors. So, starting here at the left side, where you have the row of 3 cyan terracotta, to the right of it, you'll place 3 pearlescent frog lights. We'll come back to this later, because I don't feel like making the signs right now. That'll be like the last thing. But on top of the acacia planks at the left, you'll also place the cyan terracotta. Really what you're doing here is getting rid of your pearlescent frog lights already and getting out cyan wool. And the cyan and light blue wool here, you'll just kind of bring down. And in line with the cyan terracotta, you'll just fill in this little floor with stone. And you're essentially just almost creating a little corner. And I'll place cyan wool off the side of that stair because I don't want you to be able to see into the build there. That's like kind of important next to this row of stairs. There's a couple weird spots like that we'll have to deal with later, but I can think of one immediately. And yeah, it kind of will look like this. There's nothing going on here right now. There will be that sign which will kind of block you from being able to see any of that, but yeah. On the opposite side of it, we should already have everything filled in. Just the light blue wool does need to be filled up. The windows on the left side, the like 50,000 we've marked, you want to fill them in with black concrete, a block behind them. I'll place light blue wool on the other side of this one to actually kind of, again, just highlight that one specifically, but yeah. Whole lot of windows. This one you can't really see well, at least I couldn't see well on the bottom. Again, I wasn't really thinking about building it when I was playing the game, so I didn't technically get shots to do it, but I did crouch down and look at it, which was very good to do, and I'm glad I did, because, you know, I don't have to go back to that point in the game. But anyway, you should have this, for now. On the spruce roof, we are actively dealing with. Well, not really, but this one on the left here, this one that's kind of just vibing right now, it doesn't really have any particular purpose. If you take the right side of it, you want to count to the 4th plank over. You want to be on this row of planks, and you're going to be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, so count over by 3. And break the next 5. Place mangrove planks in place of the far left and far right ones, and extend them up by 3 through anything in its way. You'll then go up diagonally and by 2 from either side, which they should meet at a point in theory. Any mangrove plank that appears to be able to, you will bring back by 1 to connect into where the light blue wool will either will be eventually or is. In the center of this, you'll place a row of blue terracotta at the bottom. I'll break these stairs above it, and I'll place an oak trapdoor off the left and right. Extend the center blue terracotta up by 2, not this shape again, and then off the sides of the top block, you'll place oak trapdoors on the top half. Underneath each of the top mangrove planks here, you'll place blue terracotta below, which will leave you with this one block at the top, where I'll place an oak trapdoor at the, well, top half. A block back from all these windows, you'll just break through whatever and fill them in with black concrete. To deal with the fact that this is going to be poking through our roof, if we head to the underside, this row of mangrove planks, or I guess this mangrove plank on either side, you'll extend back by 1. Connect them together where the blue terracotta is, and then you'll extend them up on these sides by 1, just replacing these spruce stairs. You really don't have to worry about the stairs, because, like, if you see that far, like, okay, yeah, maybe you can see that far. You wouldn't be able to see from here anyway, so don't worry about that. But, like, if you're here, you can kind of see, but, like, who's going to be doing that anyway? So, I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, to the left of this, you want to, on the 2nd spruce plank over, you're going to place 2 pale oak trapdoors open up against the left half of that block. You'll leave a gap of 3 and do the same facing to the right. The area in the middle I broke and replaced with blue terracotta. The blue terracotta will end up being the window backing. It should be black. However, because of the fact that you can see the top, I went with blue terracotta because it was the right color for the top of it. If you want to just place purple carpets on top, like do it like this, and then you'll just place carpet on top in a sec, you can. I'll probably do that actually here just for the demonstration to explain that. But you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Pale oak stairs, pale oak slabs, and spruce stairs might be nice, but not really necessary. Connect the bottom pale oak trapdoors together with pale oak slabs. In from the top ones, you'll place upside down pale oak stairs moving in with an upside down pale oak slab in the center. I'll get out the aforementioned purple carpet because I already forgot, and I'll place it on the black concrete, and I guess on the pale oak as well. I'll then take these sides and I'll curve these spruce stairs in. I didn't do that originally either, but just so it looks a little bit better with that particular setup. There's that. One. If you want the other one, I'll revert these stairs and remove the carpet. And then I'll replace the black concrete with blue terracotta. Like so. Regardless of what it is, if you head to the inside, you'll just extend both rows of it back with blue terracotta to connect into the wall. And maybe this one you might want to just like seal off this stair with, because that one you definitely can see. Like that, you see peeking through. But again, it is up to you. Nice. Alright, so carrying on. Get out the following: bone blocks, spruce planks, spruce slabs, light blue wool, smooth sandstone stairs, strip spruce wood, maybe smooth sandstone blocks, I'm not sure yet. And then waxed weathered cut copper slabs, and waxed weathered cut copper blocks. Oh god, so I am dying. Not actually. Take this bottom row of spruce stairs, and you want to take on this little roof here, and you want to take the furthest left one and just extend it down to the ground with bone blocks. You'll leave a gap of 4 counting over or count to the 5th and place another row. You'll then leave a gap of 5 or count over to the 6th and do the same thing. You should end up 1 row away from the wall there. Cool. It's time to do some funny business. So we're gonna make the roof in a second. I think I want to get this marked out because this will help us for a couple of reasons here. At the left side, you should have 2 rows of light blue wool right now at the bottom. You'll extend back an additional 37. Just like so. And our build will no longer be flat. I don't believe my eyes. But this will help us for the roof, and you'll see why in a moment. There's a reason, I swear. On top of this row of light blue wool, you'll place a full row of smooth sandstone stairs facing left. It shouldn't connect into the front. That's what you want. You kind of want to just have it, like, cut off there. On top of that, you'll place a row of strip spruce wood that is facing front to back, and then a row of upside down smooth sandstone stairs also facing left. Nope. There we go. You'll then place a row of light blue wool on top, and that should make the left wall finished, pretty much. Other than the roof part, but we're not worried about that just yet. So, there's 2 different roofs going on here, except there's actually 3. 2 are the same, and then there's another one that splits it technically in half. But you want to place a row of upside down spruce slabs just off of that top row of light blue wool to the left. We're going to just worry about the front for now. Extending waxed weathered cut copper slab in front of this one, which should be upside down. And you want to try to find the right side. Now, if I go over here to the opposite side, I can tell you where it's actually in line with. It'll be off of the very last light blue wool here. You'll place an upside down spruce slab and then an upside down waxed weathered cut copper slab. It'll be below this left dried kelp as well, if that's important. Extending their upside down slab of copper in by 1, then up with a slab, in with a block, in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, in with a block, and then in with an upside down slab, then up with a block, in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, in with the block, up with a slab, in with the block, in with an upside down slab, up with a block, in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, and then you'll place a block in the top center. We're going to take the spine of the roof as I like to call it in my manual terminology. You want to bring this copper block back with 6 spruce planks. You'll then go down diagonally back with a spruce plank, and because I don't have this number on hand, I'm going to tell you instead to basically copy the roof that we just made off the far back. Now, we don't actually have the full back in, so what I'm going to tell you is to place the upside down slab here, just like behind this row, and then I'll just kind of look forward and copy the same thing roughly. So it'll be half a block incline, block, or no, half a block still, half a block, and I think here it's a full block, and you can kind of trace forward and make sure that you're getting it right. You see there, if I line that up, 1064, 1064, yeah. So I'll kind of show you it once I have it. I think it's like this. And then I can actually just take the block and see both that the Y and the Z are correct, or X, whichever. Whichever isn't changing drastically every time you move. Okay, and then I'll just trace this down, and I think there's the bottom. Yep. And you'll know if it's wrong, 100%. Like, it'll look off. But I wouldn't worry about filling this in yet, because, well, what we'll end up doing is bringing this copper block back with 6, or forward, I guess, with 6 spruce planks. Then down diagonally forward by 1, and then you can just connect together here. And as long as it lines up, you're fine. That's really all that you need, is to have this established. Because you can tweak that roof as you get there. As long as you just have the spine lined up, everything will fall into place for you. Take any block along this spine, and off of both sides. I'll actually take the very front one. You'll place a spruce slab off these sides. You'll then go down with a plank, out with a slab, down diagonally out with a plank, out with a slab. Whoopsies, I didn't even place it twice. Wow, nice job. Down diagonally out with a plank again. And you honestly want to just keep doing this slab decline until you are in line with the bottom. And you kind of want to make sure it goes to the same point down on both sides. Like you see here, I'm actually on top. So yeah, there is actually where that'll end up being bottom. Except I have a plank over here, and there is an upside down slab here, because we already would have had that placed. Because there's no point in trying to place an upside down slab there if you don't need it. So, from this point, it's a lot of filling. Now, you're taking the 6 rows of spruce planks here at the front, and you're really just copying the, well, copper pattern back until you're in line with that other roof that we just made. Or that line, at least. You don't necessarily need to be in line with the roof itself. You just have to make sure that you're in line with all of it. And eventually, you'll be connecting into it perfectly. Most of it will just kind of, like, you know, be odd, but the bottom of it will connect into it. Which means that you've done it right. Ow, that hurt. I don't know what that was. It was in my neck, whatever it was, and that probably isn't good, but... You know, you win some, you lose some, and unfortunately for me, I just lost, so... And yeah, here it's kind of just like... Like, I'll just bring it, because whatever, but you don't really need that row. You'll see more so what goes on there later. I don't feel the need to explain it, but... I guess realistically, you only need this row of slabs. If it's under the smooth quartz, it's not real. So yeah, I'll actually remove the bottom row of planks. And so, where you have the gaps in the back of this roof, you are just filling it in with spruce planks. There's really nothing fancy about it. We just don't want to see through into that. So you fill it in. And then from this point, it's fairly simple. You're filling in this roof along the particular... Or you're filling in this, I guess, lower level roof in line with this, and then you're just kind of making sure that you get the back part copied properly. From this point, I would probably recommend, again, doing this part first, and just pay attention to the other roof, and once you start connecting, if you see this next row of planks don't connect, you can bring it all the way back into this copper, and that'll just give you a little bit of a boundary line to start with, or to work with. Just like a lower level. And then you can pretty much just fill in the main stuff from there. But yeah, it's a little weird. I don't exactly understand why any of it is like this. I was thinking about this as I was building it, like, and somebody had mentioned it, I think. It feels very, like, Hello Neighbor-y. Like, the colors, even. And one thing I noticed is the roof trim. In Secret Neighbor, at least, I'm assuming it's HN2 as well, because HN2... Or Secret Neighbor was kind of built into HN2 graphics a little bit. But the... like, green trim on the front of the roof looks exactly as it does on, at least Neighbor case. Which is kind of funny. And so yeah, again, you see from this point I'm connected. So I'm just going to look forward from each row now and just see, okay, yeah, no, that's planks there. That'll be slabs there. And it should, in theory, line up with the roof that I have. But in the case that it doesn't, then you know that you fixed it. And that's really all you can ask for. And again, do fill in those gaps between these two roof levels as you go. Because that is important. I don't really need to look forward very much. I can kind of just feel it out because I know that I have it correct anyway. Nice. Looks kind of cool. Not conventional, but it looks cool. The roof on the front, or the peak on the front, you'll actually just bring up the light blue wool to fill it all in. We don't have a wall in the back yet, so we can't really do that, but we'll get there soon, I swear. That might be the next thing we do, I'm not actually sure. Should have this. Make sure where your copper is, if you have like a half a block underhang here where you see that spruce sticks up more, you want to just place upside down spruce slabs underneath the spruce to level it all out so you don't have that kind of weird vibe going. And yeah. That's like most of the front done. I mean, that's pretty much what we wanted out of all of this, which is good. Now, we can start... I guess we can actually do the back of that section that we just did, because we might as well get it out of the way. I feel like it's weird to not. If you head all the way to the back, you want to take the... It'd be this row of slabs here on the roof. Imagine, like... You can't really look forward because the wall doesn't actually line up properly there. But if you take the last row that would have connected, because we removed this row of upside down slabs, you'll just bring this down to the ground with light blue wool for a second. Oh, that's a block back as well. It wants to be on not the end spruce slab, but one in. This whole thing will just be filled in with light blue wool. The only thing is you want that, like, stripe going across again. So basically all that means is you want to place the smooth sandstone stairs facing back, and then the strip spruce wood on top, and then the upside down smooth sandstone stairs on top of that. And that should give you the stripe again. And you also want the upside down spruce slabs on the underside of the roof. You're basically just copying what you did on the front, except there's no windows. That's pretty much the only exception. And the wall doesn't, like, have to go further to fill in any on gaps, because we don't have any. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, wrong spot. Wrong part 2. Wrong spot? What did I just say? You should end up with this. If you're looking at this, the left side, you'll bring all of it in by an additional block towards the front again. So I'll place the light blue wool, but instead of smooth sandstone stairs, you want smooth sandstone blocks. And I'll have the sharp spruce wood facing the same way for the consistency. And then I'll bring this copper slab over with just some upside down spruce slabs. We can get, like, the main section laid out, and then that should be all of the building itself done. And then we just have to do a bunch of signage and stuff. And we'll probably start with the banners, because I just want to get those out of the way. Because those are so annoying. We need to make more than an inventory's worth. or a hotbar's worth. I think it's 9 for the top 2, and then I think MANOR is another 5, so 14. Get out the following: smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz slabs, spruce planks, spruce stairs, bricks, cyan wool, cyan terracotta, and it might be helpful to have spruce slabs. I don't think we'll need them, though. So starting on the left side where you have this row of smooth quartz blocks in the roof, you should see where it is. It's just between these two light blue wool sections. You should have a row of 3, and from this row of 3 you want to go up diagonally back with a smooth quartz slab. Back with a block, up with a slab, back with a block, up one, up with a slab, back with a block, up one, up with a slab, and you'll also bring this end row of blocks that you just placed with the slab on top down with blocks until you just kind of hit this bottom spruce slab here. This weird little curve bit on the underside you'll fill in with bricks. The other thing I entirely forgot is this row of spruce stairs here on the front. You'll extend it left basically by 2. You'll extend left so it'll be over this plank, and then you'll replace this slab. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second there, but I got it back. Time for the fun part. So, well, actually, first off, the roof to the right, this upper level, you want to just keep extending left until you run into where the smooth quartz at least is. You won't connect perfectly into it. The smooth quartz will be a little bit behind, but that is what you want. It's not supposed to line up perfectly. It's supposed to kind of, sort of, maybe line up. But even then, it doesn't really. Nice. What I would advise is take this top smooth quartz slab and extend it back until you're pretty much where that slab row ended that we placed before. So you see I'll be here, I think? And yeah, if I count back one more block, you'll see I'm over this upside down spruce slab, which this should be a row of 4 here. And if you bring that end smooth quartz slab down to the ground with bricks, it'll diagonally connect into the light blue wool. This is kind of an annoying part, but you're going to basically take the either smooth quartz slab and the front and back ones, and you're going to extend them all the way to the right until you're, if you have the grid in line with the end of it. However, because obviously I don't want to make that mandatory, if you take the front one, it'll really just be until this roof ends that it's kind of going to be up diagonally from the whole time. It'll just be in line with this final stair right there. Or one further than it, actually. In line with arrow cyan wool, we'll go with that. You'll then connect these end smooth quartz slabs together with more smooth quartz slabs, which will give you this. That's pretty much like the majority of your building right there, and you just want to bring each of these smooth quartz slabs down either to the ground or until they hit something with bricks. I would advise slash filling this. The front row you don't have to yet. We have to a little bit, but we're not going to get into that just yet. Just bring down the right and back fully, and then the left as much as you need. And so the corner should be there, yeah, but if you know how to use slash fill, I would truly... It's brick block. That's what it is. But I would truly recommend using it here, because it's going to be a lifesaver for these next couple of steps, actually. Also, I am trying to keep this video under 8 hours long, so... I know that's an exaggeration. I mean, we're... hour and a half in, I think. This will be the third 40-minute clip once it's over. But we're halfway through that, so... 80, 100? Yeah. A little over an hour and a half. You should end up with this. The front row of smooth quartz slabs you'll bring down with just one row of bricks. I'm assuming that in the game we end up coming from one of these sides. I'm assuming that, like, it's the back, and then we end up entering on, like, the side of this or something, but I really couldn't tell. It seems like none of this is shaped properly regardless, because Not like we ever see this anyway, and even if we did, the facility is definitely larger than it's shown here. In line with not the top row of bricks, but one row down, which is why we had to bring this down a row, you'll fill in the ceiling with cyan terracotta. And again, if you know how to use /fill, I would advise using it. I love when I just like don't press the right button and start typing, but I'm not actually typing anything. It's kind of awkward. You should end up with this. That is roughly the rectangular shape that we want. You could maybe bring it further back if you wanted, but that is up to you. I think it's fine as is. If you want to actually try to make an interior for this, then yes, bring that further back. That brick wall is pretty much... it's your free space. Obviously, you can't really tamper with this at all, but you can do whatever you want with that. So, what was next? Oh yeah, the right side. The stripped bamboo row we have here on the right, it should be, you know, up to the height of that cyan wool wall on the front. You'll just extend it back with cyan wool until it hits the brick wall entirely. We should already have the base row in, so that should help us. Like so. The little squiggly line of roof we have, you'll fill in underneath all of it with spruce planks until you just fill in the rest of this side, and that should be all of your holes enclosed. I would recommend doing a quick check and making sure that you have no gaps or anything and that all your windows are blacked off and all that jazz. And definitely check this little area here, because this is kind of a weird spot in general. But we're still not quite done with the detailing of the windows and stuff. The pre-signage, if you will. There is a little bit on the left that we have to do. There's two sections, but they're the same, so... Clear your inventory and get out the following. Cyan concrete. Smooth quartz slabs. Black concrete. Acacia planks. Acacia stairs. And acacia slabs. On the left side of the left section, this roof, you want to, on the first row of actual slabs, these are upside down, so it'll be this row here on top of the wall. You'll leave 3 open on the front and back, and then break the next 3. Like so. Extend the first and third ones up with 3 cyan concrete. I almost said 4. Place smooth quartz slabs between the bottom cyan concretes and upside down between the tops. You probably know the next step. You'll fill in the window a block to the right, I guess, in with black concrete. On top of this wall, you want to place a row of acacia planks that, if you're looking at this, will extend left and right by 1. It's technically forward and backward, but we're not worrying about all that. You extend this towards you with a row of acacia slabs. And then the ends specifically, you will bring towards the right, which is that way, with upside down slab. I'll do all 4 at the same time, I might as well. Up with a slab. Right with a plank. Right with an upside down slab. Up with a slab. Right with a plank. Then right with a stair. Down with an upside down stair that should face left. The other stair faced right. And then right with another stair that faces right. You'll have to break spruce slabs for this, which is fine. You'll connect the plank, slabs, and stairs together with more acacia. Do not connect the upside down versions of them, though, because those are supposed to be just like the underhang in general. If you followed my tutorials before that or have any sort of exterior like this, you will probably be familiar with how I do roofs and stuff, hopefully. The underside of the sides, you'll fill in with cyan concrete like so. Which is technically the front and back, but what do I know anyway? And any, like, spruce slabs in your way that you need to destroy, you can just not think twice about it. Just get rid of them. They are so unnecessary. And then that should be the final actual window section we have to do. Which means it's time for banner letters. Although we have to mark everything first for them. Yeah. That's what your build looks like without all the extra signs and stuff. I don't know why he has like a million signs that are just haphazardly placed everywhere, but what do I know anyway? You can clear your inventory if you haven't already and get out the following. Polished deep slate walls. Bamboo stairs. Bamboo planks. Bamboo slabs. Yet again, barriers, and I'm going to get out gray banners. You don't need to do this, but it's going to be helpful to place, well, we'll need them eventually anyway, but to place them as placeholders on the actual barriers that we place so we know where we need to, you know, place them later. That was a lot of plays. You want to take the right side of the roof, and who can we pick on? Let's pick on this guy right here, this cyan lad on the left. Take the back right-hand acacia stair. And from it, count to the right by 4. Then back by 1, and going up, you want to place 8 polished deep slate walls. Like so. Leaving gaps of 2, you want to place 4 more of these rows extending right. So 2 block gap, another, which is 2 in total, or this is the first one, second one, third one, and fourth one, which should again give you 5 rows in total. Connect the top of them together with more walls. And then the fourth one up from the bottom, so here. This should give you equal segments, basically. Like so. Take the top left polished deep slate wall and count right by 1 and place a bamboo plank. Extend it both up with a slab and down with a plank. Then extend it down with an upside down slab and bring that left by 1. The top plank you'll bring right with an upside down slab, plank, upside down slab, plank, and then that plank you can bring up with a slab. Either of these right 2 planks you'll bring down with a plank and then down with an upside down slab. To the right of this on the polished deep slate wall row, I'm going to place 6 gray banners extending right, just for now, to show where we need banner letters. Below the center of the M, which would be this part, on the really wall directly below it, you'll place an upside down bamboo stair facing left. Placeholder galore incoming, but you want to place left of that an upside down stair facing right. Then below that one a regular stair facing right, and then right of that a slab. To the right of the top row of this, in line with the polished deep slate walls, I'm going to place barriers between these 2, and also between the next set of pillars like so. So you can see where they're placed just there. Off of each of those barriers, along with the polished deep slate walls between them and the one to the right, you'll place banners off. You should place 6 again here. Between the, well, I guess we'll start with this. Between the final 2, this like bottom right tile that we have, in the top left of it, you'll place a barrier. Okay, to the left of this wall, you'll place 2 more barriers between these, and then off of all of the barriers, along with, again, the walls that are kind of between them or to the sides of them, you'll place more banners. Those are more so, again, so we know where we're placing them, rather than because we want them there now. Clear your inventory, but do keep the banners, and you're gonna actually just, I want to just get out a loom and smack it on the roof here, not preferably there, like there maybe, and the dyes you will need for this are the following: gray, yellow, and orange. And I'll pop everything in my inventory so I can actually have the hotbar clear as I do this. These are weird, I am warning you right now. Do not go ahead on any of these because I don't think there's any that make any sense, except for like the A, the Y, and the S. Those are pretty normal. First banner in. Yellow dye, you'll do line across bottom, which is Base Fest, and then line down right and left, which is Pale Sinister and Pale Dexter. I might just stop saying the names, honestly. That's going to take a lot more time. Next one in, still with the yellow dye, you'll do the line down the right. You'll pop in a gray dye and do the full bottom half as gray. Yellow dye back in, line across middle, which is, you know, fess, like left to right through the middle. Line down the left, diagonal from top left to bottom right, and then you want to do the little teeth one here, which is this pattern. You see the one I have selected, or that is green right now. That's your R. Next one in, you will do the top as, or the like line at the top as yellow. Then you'll put in your, whoopsies, you'll put in your gray dye, and you will do the diamond, which is the losange. I'll say some of them, I guess. Why not? Be inconsistent. Line through the middle, which is fess, and then line down the right and left, which is pale sinister and pale dexter. Next one's one of the easier ones, actually. Line down left, which is pale dexter with the yellow. Put in a single gray into the bottom half as gray. Back in your yellow, line across the bottom, which is base fess. Line through center. Line down the right. S, another normal one. Line across top and bottom with yellow. And then diagonal from top left to bottom right. What is that, like, ambiance? What is making that sound? I don't want to know. I keep hearing it, and it's weird. Put in your next gray banner and your yellow dye. And are you ready for a fun one? This one doesn't make any sense. You want to do the line down the left with yellow, which is pale dexter. Put in your gray and do the full bottom half as gray. Put back in your yellow, and you want to do the circle in the center, which is the roundel. Line across top. Line down right. Line across bottom. We already have the S, so the next one will be T. Line across top. Line through the middle, down the center. Or I guess line down the center would make more sense, yeah. Already have the U, so we'll do the M. Yeah. You want to do the triangle at the top, which is yellow inverted chevron. You'll then do the line down the center. Put in a singular gray dye and do the teeth again at the top. Yellow dye back in. Line down left and line down right. The E, this one also is a weird one. So, yeah. You want to do line across, or line through the center and line across the top with yellow. You'll then put in your gray and you'll do the, what is it, the line down the right? Pale sinister? Yes. Put back in your yellow. Do line across bottom, which is base fess, and line down the left, which is pale dexter. We'll stop there for now. That's all the yellow banners. So, in the order, in our inventory, it's U-R-A-Y-S-O-T-M-E. This is the only one that might not make sense, the O. In the order and place of these banners at the top, you want to do U-R-R-A-Y-S. The middle row, you'll do the O, which looks like an at symbol almost. It's kind of bad, I know. S, T, U, M, E. And then you can get rid of all of those banners you just made, because if we have any of those color or any of those banners made, the letters, we need them in a different color anyway. You can also actually get rid of your yellow dye. We use more than half. That's crazy. Put in your next banner, and we have just enough banners to do this, which is nice. Orange dye in. You want the same triangle at the top, which is the orange inverted chevron. Put in your gray dye and do the teeth. Orange dye back in, line down left and line down right. Next gray banner in, line across top, which is G-Fez. Oh wait, it's the loom making that sound. Haha. Gray dye in, I think it is at least. We want to do the diamond pattern of the losange. Orange dye back in, line across the center, and then line down left and right. Next one's easy. Line down left and right with orange. Diagonal from top left to bottom right. Next one's also fairly easy, but a little bit weird. Line across top. Line down right and left. And then you want to do the teeth at the bottom. And all this should be with orange. Next one. Line down the right with orange. Pop in a gray dye and do the full bottom half as gray. Orange dye back in. Line across center, left to right. Line across top. Line down the left. And then diagonal from top left to bottom right. And then you replace the bottom row of banners here with the banner letters in the order that we made them, which should spell out Manor. For the ones with weird patterns, specifically the R and the O with the teeth, it's because the letters are cut off a little bit. The R here is also cut off, but the way that it's cut off is weird, and there wasn't really a good way to go about doing it, so I just made it normally. But yeah, that's why some of them are a little bit odd. They're like cut off in weird ways. They're just kind of stylized almost. But yeah, that's that sign. Really, everything else is easy now. We just have a couple annoying things, but other than that, I mean, it's just a bunch of signs and some roof details, and we're done. Let's get some of those signs out of the way, because they're the annoying thing, I think, left. Really, the chimneys are just going around and placing 3 blocks, and then the stuff on the roof is not too hard, but it might be a little annoying. Get out the following. Pearlescent frog lights. Pale oak slabs, red terracotta, mangrove slabs, purple slabs, bamboo slabs, verdant frog lights, orange terracotta, and we'll probably just end... Well, we can get out actually acacia slabs, and we'll just get rid of one thing for that sign. Starting from the left with this row of 3 pearlescent frog lights. You want to extend the left one up by 1. Then up diagonally left 1. Up 2. Then place a pale oak slab. Extend each frog light / slab of pale oak to the right with 2 red terracotta. The row where it transitions out a block, which is this row, you want to make this a particular row of 3, like so. From the... We'll go with the top row of red terracotta. Off the left one, you'll place a mangrove slab, and right one, an upside down mangrove slab. Next row down on the left, you want a purple slab. Next row down on the right, you want a bamboo slab. Next row down, which is the row of 3, you want an upside down bamboo slab off the left and right. And then bottom row, you'll have an upside down bamboo slab off the left. Get rid of the pearlescent frog lights and get out waxed, weathered, cut copper slabs, and we can do the sign on the other side of this entrance. You want to... The row of 5 polished tough slabs here, this row. The center one, you want to replace with a verdant frog light. Extend it up diagonally right by 2, and then up 1. You then want to place an orange terracotta to the left of each of these. Extend this bottom orange terracotta up by 2, and then place a verdant frog light on top from there. Go up diagonally, right 1 and right 1. This funny little gap of 2, you'll fill in with orange terracotta. Same thing. Starting from the top row, left block, you'll have a waxed, weathered, cut copper slab. Right, an upside down acacia slab. Next row down, just on the left, you have an acacia slab. Next row down, you have a waxed, weathered, cut copper slab on the left, and an upside down acacia slab on the right. And then bottom row, just an acacia slab. 2 more signs, I think, and then that should be all of those done. And that's the, again, the worst of it done. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Dark oak planks. Dark oak slabs. Waxed, weathered, cut copper slabs. Red sandstone walls. Ooh, can we get enough for this guy? Brown terracotta, hopefully. Red concrete. Ooh, we can. White concrete, barely, though. Prismarine brick slabs and smooth red sandstone slabs. So between these 2 white windows on the roof itself, actually just kidding, to the right of this one, you want to count to the second upside down spruce slab over, which is this guy. Place a dark oak plank off of it with an upside down dark oak slab to the right. Extend this up with 2 rows of dark oak planks. And then on top of the left half, you'll extend this plank up by 2, and then either of those planks will be brought left a row. Off the top row of dark oak, the top right, you'll place a waxed weathered cut copper slab. Next row down, the left one, you'll place an upside down slab. Next row down left, you'll place an upside down slab again. Next row down, you'll have a slab on the right or left and an upside down slab on the right. To the right of the top 2 dark oak planks, you'll place red sandstone walls. On top of the top 2, you'll place red sandstone walls, and then left of the top 1, you'll place a red sandstone wall as well. If you want to place structure voids on these end ones to make it curve a little bit better, you can. I just left it as is. That one might be my least favorite, though. Heading over to the curved roof here on the left side, we have another one. Trace this block of stripped bamboo up to the spruce slab above it, which is this guy. Just behind that, you want a brown terracotta in place of that slab. Extend it forward diagonally right by 2, and then place an additional row of brown terracotta on top. The front and back browns you'll place red concrete on top of, and then the center you'll place 2 white concrete. Off either side of the bottom white concrete, you'll place upside down prismarine brick slabs. And then off of this middle brown terracotta, the top middle one, you'll place an upside down smooth red sandstone slab in front and a regular one to the left of the terracotta. That's all the signs. Nice. Chimneys is going to be our next assignment. You need 2 materials. I kid you not, this is easy. Cyan concrete and polished deep slate walls. It's just getting the placement right that might be a little bit annoying. We'll yet again sweep left to right, because I just feel like that worked fine. You're going to head all the way left to this front little cyan concrete roof with the window off to the left. By the way, you can actually remove these or do whatever you want with them. I can't actually see them, and that was just kind of the instinctual design I made. But on the center row of the roof here, the furthest right stair you want to replace with a cyan concrete. Extend it up by 2 and then place a polished deep slate wall. Moving to the right a little bit more, you want to take the frontmost smooth quartz block here. Count right by 2, cyan concrete, polished deep slate wall. Continuing right to the other side of this main section here, the top corner spruce stair between this lower level roof here and this roof as I mentioned, you replace that corner stair with a cyan concrete, extend it up by 1, and then place a polished deep slate wall. Continuing right, off of the back right-hand corner of this cyan concrete little roof here, you'll actually replace this stair with a cyan concrete, extend it up by 2, and then place a polished deep slate wall. Continuing to the right, you want to take this row of acacia stairs here on the furthest right of this section, break the stair and plank, replace them with cyan concrete, extend it up by 1, and then place a polished deep slate wall. And finally, to the right of this roof here, right of this row of acacia planks, you'll break the plank and stair spruce again, replace them with cyan concrete, extend up by 1, and then place a polished deep slate wall. Nice. The following step is as follows. If you've cleared your inventory, get out these materials. Blackstone stairs, blackstone blocks, blackstone walls, blackstone slabs, gray wool, andesite stairs, andesite blocks, andesite walls, and dark oak trap doors. Of course, we need one more material to finish, but it's an optional one anyway. On the cyan terracotta, you want to take the front left-hand corner. From it, you will count to the right by 4, and then back by 3, and place 2 black stone extending back. Bring it right arrow, and bring each black stone up by 1. Place black stone walls on top of that. And then to the right of the bottom row, you'll take the front row of black stone and extend it right with 2 stairs facing forward, and the back row extending right with 2 stairs facing back. You'll have another one of these almost in line with the manor sign over here. If you take the right row of polished deep-side walls here, you'll extend it back to the first cyan terracotta. You'll count back diagonally right by 2 and place 2 black stone stairs extending right that face forward, and then 2 blocks right of that. Extend that back a row, but flip the direction of the stairs. Extend each block up by 1 and then place walls on top. You can then head to the back right, and from this cyan terracotta, you want to count to the left by 4. Place moving forward 6 black stone stairs facing right. Extend the front and back ones left by 3 stairs facing back on the back and front on the front, and then connect them at the left with stairs facing left. Fill in the center with black stone. And the center 2 by 2 you'll extend up with 2 gray wool per block. Black stone slabs on top of the remaining black stone blocks will give you that. I don't know what any of these are, by the way. They just kind of... They're like fairly dark, so it's kind of hard to tell what they are to begin with, but... Heading back to the front, if you take the leftmost kind of cyan concrete thing, again, we've used this thing so many times, you want to take out of the center 2 blocks of the roof the left half, and again count to the first cyan terracotta. From it, you want to count back by 7. Left by 1 and place 6 black stone stairs facing forward. Place 3 extending back on these sides and then connect them together at the back, and same thing, fill in the center with black stone. Slabs on these sides, and then 2 gray wool on top of each center black stone. From the... Well, no, we won't take that. You want to take the very center of the manor sign and trace this back onto the first cyan terracotta again. From it, you want to count back by... Oh, I love counting. You want to count back by 10. And on this particular block, you want to... Hold on, make sure it's actually centered. You want to place an upside down andesite stair facing forward. Extend it back with a block and then back with an upside down stair. Either side of this block you'll place upside down stairs. And then on top of each stair you'll place a block and then a regular stair. I'll fill in the center with andesite. On the tippy top here, you'll place a black stone stair facing right. And in each corner, you'll place andesite walls. On top of these side andesite stairs, you'll place dark oak trapdoors, along with trapdoors open against the far sides here. Like so. An optional step, which is the final thing, you can get out structure boards, or I think string will work here. I'll use string. And just on top of these andesite walls, you'll place them just to kind of flatten them out a little bit at the top so it is a little bit more symmetrical overall. And once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Murray's costume manor exterior entirely complete from FNAF Secret of the Mimic. As of recording this, it's been out for 2 days, by the way. It's the 15th that I recorded this. So I gotta finish this in quick time. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, there will be more Secret of the Mimic coming soon as far as builds are concerned. I can assure you of that. I don't know if there'll be tutorials or not. Probably not, because again, as I mentioned in the intro, it's a big game. But it'll get a Let's Build series and maybe some extra stuff. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you on the next one. Aww. Bye.